Hey YouTube, it's Michael Lambert here. I'm back once again with another reaction video. Once again, I'm reacting to Brockster Craft Animations in this video, Historic and Defunct, Six Flags, New Orleans, closed for storm. He asked me to react to this video, and I'm going to react to it right now. And if any notifications pop up during the video, I apologize, and I will take care of them. Now let's get to this video.
Jazzland, later referred to as Six Flags New Orleans, is an abandoned amusement park in New Orleans located off the intersection of Interstate 10 and Interstate 510. It has since been closed after only 5 years of operation, due to the infamous Hurricane Katrina flooding the park. As a result, instead of rebuilding, they relocated salvageable rides to other parks and left the rest on its property to this day. Today, we'll go back to the past and talk about the story of Six Flags New Orleans. In 1928-39, Henry Batt helped East New Orleans add their first park, Pontchartrain Beach. However, at that time, only the whites were allowed in there, because New Orleans was still under the Jim Crow law's separate segregation. 10 years later in 1939, New Orleans opened up Lincoln Beach, which was for the African American citizens. Then, after New Orleans was completely desegregated in 1961-64, Lincoln Beach was left closed and Pontchartrain was open to all races. However, popularity did start to decrease though, and it closed forever in 1983. This left Louisiana being absent of any amusement parks, besides Carousel Gardens, which opened in 1928. However, in 1998, Alpha Smart Parks, which is now absorbing as Palace Entertainment, began to develop the next park for Louisiana, which would be built on a concrete deck 4 feet thick of New Orleans East. Ogden Entertainment had to spend around $135 million, and construction for the park began in early 1999. And on May 20, 2000, the park opened to the public under the name Jazzland.
Plan a trip to New Orleans for a new kind of fun. Thrilling fun for the whole family. When Jazzland Theme Park opens May 20th, you'll fly, you'll scream, you'll splash, all at Jazzland, America's newest major theme park in New Orleans on I-10 and I-510. Jazzland is 6 themed areas on 140 acres with 30 awesome rides and spectacular entertainment. Make plans for big fun at Jazzland Theme Park.
At the time of grand opening, the park was well received and the crowd was estimated 20 to 25,000 people. The park originally had 6 themed sections containing 30 rides. When you first enter, there's Jazz Plaza. This area mostly featured small gift shops, the show Jazz, and it had lots of photo opportunities by featuring a lagoon lake in the center which the park was built around. Next was Cajun Country. This area featured Lafitte's pirate ship, a log flume named Cypress Plunge, the Gator Bait airboats, the Muskrat Scrambler, an L&T Wild Mouse coaster, and the Cajun pirate shows. Next was Pontchartrain Beach, a tribute to the original park. Inside that area was the Zydeco Scream, which was a Vekoma boomerang coaster, that opened a month after the grand opening and which was brought over from a defunct park in Spain. Pontchartrain Flyer, the Beach Bang-Up bumper cars, the Big Easy, which was a Vekoma 90-foot Ferris wheel, Dizzy Lizzy, and Bayou Blaster and Sonic Slam. Bayou launches you up 185 feet, while Sonic slow...
Hold on everyone, Snoopy wants some attention. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, everybody.
Slowly lifts riders up before dropping them. Next was the largest section of the park, which was called Mardi Gras, which also features the highlight attraction, which was without a doubt, the Mega Zeph. This custom coaster's international wooden steel supported hybrid coaster took its name from the original Zephyr wooden roller coaster from Pontchartrain Beach. The builders took the original Zephyr layout and expanded it. This type of wood can help avoid termite infestations and hurricane-strength winds. It's the largest and only wooden roller coaster in the state. Other rides in that area were Voodoo Volcano, another log flume named Spillway Splash Out, a sky coaster, King Chaos, Crazy Crew, Mad Rex, Zydeco Zinger, a carousel, and Jocko's Mardi Gras Madness, which was a unique interactive dark ride that was built by the famous Sally Corporation. There was a huge animatronic called Jocko, who was the evil jester mascot of the ride, sat on the roof, He would laugh and shoot water onto the sidewalk, and move around enticing guests to go inside. The final section was Kids Carnival, which mostly featured small spinning flat rides, and it also featured a Vekoma Family Junior coaster, called Rex's Rail Runner. The park was not profitable, as Alpha Smart Parks specialized in running water parks and smaller amusement arcade centers. It attracted 1.1 million visitors for its first season, but that decreased to 560 to 580,000 the next season.
Wow.
Alpha filed for bankruptcy reorganization in February 2002. Because of this, they did not bring in guests from further away. The guests complained about the lack of shade and would have to direct sunlight. Citing its benefit to the local economy, HUD loaned $25.3 million to build the park, and after Alpha went bankrupt, the city of New Orleans became liable for the remainder of the loan. In 2001, the park was put up for sale and quickly sold to Six Flags in March 2002.
Wow.
Despite this, Jazzland operated under the same in 2002. The New Orleans City Council approved the 75-year lease in August 2002. Under the negotiated agreement, repayment of the remaining $24.4 million loan from HUD was to be split between the park and the city. Six Flags spent $20 million to upgrade the park for the 2003 season. On April 5, 2003, the park reopened and would now be known as Six Flags New Orleans.
Wow. Sorry, everybody, had an itch right there.
This included changes such as Jazz Plaza being renamed Main Street Square, the log flume Cypress Plunge was renamed Ozarka Splash, and the majority of the walkways were now under shade coverings, providing many needed relief from the Louisiana sun. The Kids Carnival section was renamed Looney Tunes Adventures, with many of the rides being rethemed, and Rex's Rail Runner being renamed Roadrunners Express. Pirates 4D and the movie theater attraction was also renamed SpongeBob SquarePants, the ride. The park also received a new section expansion, known as DC Comics Superheroes Adventures, which was added behind the Zydeco Scream. This section was home to 5 new attractions. Most of them were relocated from Japan's now defunct Thrill Valley, which got the boot in 2002. The new rides were Catwoman's Whip, a Mondial Shake that had seats rocking back and forth, Joker's Jukebox, a Schwarzkopf Poly Pride that featured 1950s-styled automobiles, Lexus Luthor's Invertitron, a Zamperla Top Spin, as well as the Gotham City Hall Theater, which would have a Batman Spectacular stunt show. But the best largest edition ride was definitely Batman, the ride. This was of course an inverted B-Amp coaster. Although coasters like it exist all around the world, this style was new to Louisiana. Another new roller coaster was brought into the Mardi Gras section called the Jester, which was one of only 2 Vekoma Hurricane coasters ever built. It was relocated from Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, where it was painted pink and known as Joker's Revenge. When it was relocated, it was repainted green and blue. This time the coaster's trains would still drive backwards. The park even decorated for their Fright Fest, adding a giant spiderweb on Megas F, and making other changes. In 2005, the park had new exciting ideas for the 2006 season. Six Flags New Orleans actually had plans to expand the park by using some of the unused land on its property to build a new water park. This was about to be announced in late August 2005, but things were starting to wind down since school had started early. So the park decided to operate on weekends only. They were originally ready to open back up on the last weekend of August, but at that time something was about to happen that would change the fate of the park. This is part of the reason why Jazzland should have never been built in that location in the first place. August 21, 2005, would be the last day that Six Flags New Orleans would be open to the public. They originally intended to reopen on August 27th or 28th, but with news of the upcoming hurricane, the park closed back down in order to prepare for the storm and evacuate the city. Former NOLA Mayor Ray Nagin issued the first mandatory evacuation. The words, "Closed for storm," appeared on the park's sign outside the park, which would obviously never reopen again and stay closed forever. On August 29th, on Michael Jackson's birthday, Hurricane Katrina made her landfall and caused devastating damage all across the deep southern coast, with New Orleans and Biloxi, Mississippi being 2 of the cities that suffered the greatest damage. Loads of buildings were destroyed, almost everything was flooded, and thousands lost their lives, with some people still missing to this day. Because of the park being located right next to Lake Pontchartrain, drainage pipe pumps were installed to protect it from flooding, but it was worse than they thought. After the park's drainage pumps failed
Sorry, everybody, I had to crack my neck. Sorry.
to keep up, the water from Pontchartrain overflowed, causing dark black brackish salt water to flood the entire park. When Katrina finally left Louisiana, the park sat up to 6 to 7 feet of water for over 3 weeks.
Whoa.
When the water eventually drained, what it left was a shocking sight. The water eaten up most of the buildings, metal was rusted, and electronics were fried. Because of this, the park did not have any condition to reopen. On July 1, 2006, 17 days before I was born on the 18th, Six Flags inspectors reported that the park's structures were not only destroyed, but 80% obliterated as an effective total loss, and was said that millions and millions of dollars would be needed to rebuild.
Whoa.
The only salvageable attraction that was 100% unscathed was Batman, the ride, due to its elevated structure helping it keep the majority of it out of the water, and it thankfully survived the entire storm.
Wow.
Ray Nagin forced them to rebuild on the same land. They removed Batman and relocated to Six Flags Fiesta, Texas in 2008, where it was repainted under the new name Goliath.
Wow.
They also removed anything that could be recovered from the site, such as ride parts, shade coverings, lights, ceiling fans, security cameras, etc. Besides Batman, the ride, Bayou Blaster, and Sonic Slam were taken to Great Escape at Queensburg, New York as Sasquatch. And the Roadrunner Express was taken to Magic Mountain in 2010, where it still operates under the same name.
Wow.
Everything else is still there, and sits abandoned.
Whoa.
Since 2009, there were many attempts to river the park, including an upscale outlet mall and other theme park versions, including a Nickelodeon type. None of this had came to be. Eventually, Six Flags was successful at exiting their 75-year lease, meaning that they could no longer remove any more things until demolition. The park might have not been turned around into a success they hoped. The Six Flags in Trace sign was removed, and it was there the park sat abandoned. The park has been used several times as a filming location, including movies like Percy Jackson, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and even Jurassic World.
Wow.
As of this time, Six Flags New Orleans was left to rot until its impending demolition. Trees and grass grew their way up the structures, with rust covering the remaining metal, and slowly decaying coasters. Foolish vandals considerably vandalized several buildings and rides, mostly SpongeBob's. Lurking alligators, large moccasin snakes, large snapping turtles, and wild boars joined forces and took over the lake at the center of the park. Urban explorers documented and made creepy images of what remained. There's even a documentary film by one of my favorite abandoned theme park channels named Bright Sun Films, so shout out to him, Rampaging Rex, Expedition Theme Park, and Theme Park Crazy. Wow. Even though yes, Six Flags may never return to Louisiana, the park itself may return. With a lot of hope, and possible luck, Jazzland might soon return, with help from a company called Bayou Phonics. Jazzland has closed for the storm, but it can open for the citizens of the one and only New Orleans.
Can't you see the light in me? Can't you see the light I see? And every time we cross, I feel the stabbing in my heart. Your love is razor sharp.
Awesome and interesting video. I give it a thumbs up, and I hope you all enjoyed this reaction video. If you're all new to my channel or to Brockster Craft Animations channel, make sure you guys subscribe, give both our videos a thumbs up, hit the notification bell to let you guys know when we both post, and share both of our videos with your friends and family members too, please everybody. And on my channel, we are on the road to 9,000 subscribers, and please help me bring my views and watch hours up on my channel by taking a look at my other videos that are on the 3 playlists that are on my channel, and give them a thumbs up, and share them with your friends and family members too, please everybody. I would really appreciate it. And please help me bring my subscriber count up on my channel as well. Also, please everybody, I would really definitely appreciate that too. And sorry about my words almost running together. Sorry about that, everybody. My bad. And I'm off now, so until next time, see ya.